Hello! So today I'm going to talk about Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. Now this book won the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2021. If you do a little bit of Googling about this book, you will know that it is loved by many. This is my first Susanna Clarke book. I haven't read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which I believe is a big, huge 1,000-page beast of a book. This book is absolutely tiny in comparison. It's under 300 pages, might be under 250 pages. Let's check. Yeah, 245 pages. So you could easily get through this in an afternoon or over a weekend, or if you're a slow reader, easily within a week. This is a tricky book to review because it's only a small book and it's a mystery box. It opens up with a character, Piranesi, who is trapped, I'd say trapped is the right word, in this house, which is a huge labyrinth that goes on for miles and miles and miles. You can look outside and see different courtyards, but the house itself is ever expanding. It's huge. It's a mystery. There's statues and sometimes text found on the floor, and Piranesi is really just trying to figure out the labyrinth that is this house. There is one other character in this book called The Other, and the entire book is told to us through journal entries by Piranesi. Now, Piranesi isn't actually his name. It was given to him by The Other. And that's it. That's all I can say really about this book without kind of going into spoilers or giving anything away. I did not like this book. At all. Really didn't. But in order to tell you why I didn't like it, I do need to go into light spoiler territory. So I'm not going to mention exactly what the thing is, the kind of twist or the realization that comes to pass. I won't do that, but I will tell you things that indicate as to when a change happens in the book and why I felt the way I did. If I am to give a quick review for anyone who doesn't want to know any kind of even light spoilers, I will say this. The writing is beautiful. The writing is beautiful, and at the start of the book, I was absolutely hooked. Absolutely hooked. I thought I love a kind of mystery box novel. I love a mystery. I love figuring things out. Piranesi as a character was so beautifully naive, but so willing and so sort of humble in himself. And I just really got behind Piranesi as a character. I loved the style of the book, the journal entries. I loved the scientific nature that Piranesi approaches his job of figuring out the labyrinth. I loved all of that. I absolutely adored it. And then something happens. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my light spoiler talk. So if you want my kind of review, I give this book 2 stars out of 5. It gets to 2 stars for the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful writing. Susanna Clarke is a brilliant writer. The way the prose is just really smooth. She hooks you really, really well. Piranesi is a really well-rounded character that I could really get behind, and the perfect kind of character to go on this mystery journey with. But now I'm going to have to talk about why I didn't like it. So yeah, switch off now if you don't want to know anything. So as I was saying, I was loving this book to start. The first 100 pages of this book are great. I had a whale of a time. And then this kind of, not really a twist, but it becomes apparent what the mystery is, what the house is, where Piranesi is. And it was so bland. It was like the most boring way. It was literally like going, oh, we've got this amazing mystery novel. What could it be? Let's pick the most boring thing, the most utterly boring thing, and just make that be it. Do you know what I mean? I didn't get it. People are absolutely loving this. And I can understand why, because the writing is brilliant. It's brilliant. And Piranesi is a wonderful character, and I'm so with you in that regard. But as far as a story being told, really? Really? That's what this is all about? And isn't it obvious? Like, you'll read the first, pages and you'll go, well, yeah, I don't trust that person at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, but of course it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that because no one would write a story that bad. No one would make that be the thing because that's the most obvious thing it could ever be. But it was. And I really hated it for that. Really hated it for that. And it was such a shame. Now, this is, reading this novel and finishing it, I was like, oh, that was beautifully written. It went somewhere that I thought was silly because it was so obvious, but it committed to that. It did commit to it, and it followed it through really, really well. And it did everything it kind of needed to do. And Susanna Clarke did a really good job of making me read to the end, because if it had been in any worse kind of hands, I think I would have stopped, because I would have been like, what? How dare you waste my time? But it was the strength of the writing and how well-rounded Piranesi was as a character that kept me reading into the end. But yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't like... I know this book is loved by so many people, like absolutely loved. Some people, I've read comments of people who are like, the best book I've ever read. And if it is for you, amazing, because finding a book that is the best book you've ever read is great. I love that feeling. It's brilliant. And I'm sorry that I just didn't get that from this. I am sorry. So if you loved this book, then that's great. But for me, I just don't get it at all, one bit. I needed the strength of that mystery to be more. She did such an incredible job. My God, I was so invested. I was so in it. I was like, oh, I'm loving this house. I'm loving how Piranesi is having to survive in this house, and like creating shoes out of seaweed and fishing in the lower halls of the house, and oh, it was so good. And then bleh, and then, oh, really? There you go. I'm not going to ramble anymore. I have wasted enough of your time rambling about this book. There you go. So that was Piranesi. Have you read it? Did you love it? And if so, let me know why. What really drew you? If without kind of giving any spoilers away to anyone who might not have seen it, were you satisfied with that kind of shift? I'd be really interested to know why. Like, if you didn't see that coming, because it felt like it was the first thing you would think of when you start reading the book. So yeah, anyway, this one, not for me. 2 stars out of 5, but I am definitely going to read more of Susanna Clarke's work because she is great. She is a really good writer, really strong. So I will definitely, I think, check out Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell at some point in the future. Right, there you go. I've rambled long enough. I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. It's absolutely bloody brilliant. Thank you so much. And as always, if you do like the video in any way, hit the old thumbs up button and do subscribe. That would be great. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.